So, all right, welcome to. Trying to think of albums that I want to recommend to you guys throughout this process. Like I always go back and forth and back again between like, oh, I love this album, and oh, I fucking love this album, and I wonder how they'll feel about this. And it kind of like some of the stuff that I've landed on kind of got me thinking about like, god damn, dude, I never would have listened to this band when I was getting into metal and getting into like Metallica and Slipknot and fucking Anthrax and Lamb of God and all that shit. So can you guys think of someone that you like, an artist or a band that you listen to today or that you like or appreciate, even maybe don't even listen to them, but you can appreciate today, that if you tried reintroducing them to your 16-year-old self would be next to impossible? Like for me, it would be Post Malone. Post Malone didn't exist when I was
Oh
16,
shit. Yeah.
but
Oh, like music now.
yeah, yeah, or just music in general. Even if you discovered a band that's been around forever, but you didn't listen to them when you were 16, but your 16-year-old self probably would have fucking hated it or hated you for liking it.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn, B.
That's a
That's
good question. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Oh, well, can I pick a genre instead of an artist?
Yeah.
Like, so I've been slowly kind of getting into country because, well, what what got me kind of thinking about it, and it makes me feel like a little shy when I say this, but that little Nas X song when he had the hook sound like a Western thing, but
Oh,
then there
which
was this
one was
rap.
it? Which one was
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Was
I'm not
that the
gonna
one
repeat
with
it.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel a little guilty pleasure with that one. But then Dax, this rapper from like TikTok and shit, he started doing some country rap kind of stuff, and I was like, oh snap, I'm kind of liking the. So I've been listening to the country station here and there, and just so that's kind of. But if I told myself at 14, I'd be like, what the, you know,
Yeah.
I
Dan?
would have definitely rejected it.
oh man, I don't know. Uh it's kind of I don't know, man, because that one's tough because I was always listening to a bunch of different stuff.
But you were a punk kid, right? For the most part?
Yeah, but even like I grew up listening to Guns N' Roses with my dad and stuff, like Guns N' Roses, Jimi Hendrix, uh, Def Leppard,
Yeah.
and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath. And then at some point, rap became real popular when I was young, too,
Mm.
with like
Right.
Biggie and Tupac. So I don't know. Probably the one that does stick out. I don't want to sound like a cop out, but is country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still hard for me to appreciate country, so I'm on a limb here with that one, I guess.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
If
But
anything,
yeah,
if it
that
was
was like the
you,
one. That was the one style of music I didn't
sorry.
like. But growing up, being such a, I was a big like new metal fan.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It's my
and
era.
the one new metal band that I didn't like, I will say this, I didn't like um Linkin Park, and
Hmm.
now I listen to them and I can appreciate them.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one right there. That's a
But 16-year-old me would have said,
Fuck
"Fuck
you.
that."
Yeah.
Like, to me, they were that thing that killed that genre at that time.
mm,
They were
Because
too
they were
wow.
pop,
they were too poppy, too
yeah,
melodic, too
too mainstream,
too
too
sad, too sad
rap
sack.
influence, too
Oh yeah,
forward.
sure.
Yeah,
I loved Linkin Park before I was a pussy with Slipknot. My buddy had to get me like, dude, I I was like, oh, it's just too. They're just angry. The typical shit you say about metal, like, oh,
Yeah.
they're just angry. They're just making noise. There's nothing cool about it. And then my buddy let me borrow the Disaster Pieces DVD, and I saw that show, and I was
Oh.
like, holy fuck, these guys are literally insane.
I had that DVD. I bought it off a manager from McDonald's.
Yeah.
He sold it to me for like $5. I'm like, hell yeah, I want that CD. I fucking took that CD. It was like, it had the live stuff from the My Plague video. That was the whole show of that.
No, did you?
And with the drums, like fucking. Say
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I was talking about their full concert in London.
Yeah,
Was that the one you saw?
I think so.
It's
Yeah.
called Disaster Pieces. It's a full
Disaster.
set
Yeah.
in London, and it was during
Was
the
the
Iowa
costume
run.
white?
Yeah, it was the Iowa
What?
run.
Well, yes. Yeah. Oh, damn. That was a good one.
But
That
yeah,
was a good one.
so I liked Linkin Park before I liked Slipknot because I was like, they're so edgy. They're so edgy, and I'm so edgy. I'm so
I gotta-
sad all the time.
Yeah. The Slipknot self-title was my favorite. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. What?
No, I was just saying the Slipknot self-titled was the one that got me into Slipknot. That CD.
Yeah.
The one that when they came out with the double.
In
with the
90.
dou-
Yeah.
Yeah. Extended version or whatever. But
All right. Well, this kind of transitions because the album we'll be reviewing today is Bring Me the Horizon's Post-Human Survival Horror EP. They released it in 2020, and this band's been around forever. I never gave them a shot. I've always heard the name. Didn't really have much of an interest, but one of my buddies, Jason, huge fan, has been for years. Him and I talk about music all the time. He's like, dude, you have to listen to this. You have to listen to this. Listened to it, fell in love with it, and it's one of my favorite albums, at least of the last, I don't know, it came out 4 years ago. Let's say 4 years. So, Bring Me the Horizon, Post-Human Survival Horror. Started off, song number 1, Dear Diary. So I think this was a great way to start an album like this or an EP like this. It's just heavy. It's if you like metal, you'll probably like the pacing of this, the heaviness of this. Lyrically, like, let's just say Dog Stop Barking probably because I ate his face. It's just like some dark sociopath just like waiting for the end of the world. Really nice harsh vocals. A good high energy song that kind of belies what they do with the rest of this album. I think there's a lot more going on with the rest of it, but it's a nice way to kick something like this off, and it's digestible if you like the heavier style of music. It's not too crazy, but it's super heavy, and just I don't know, I like it especially as an opener. I think it's a perfect way to open the album. Dan?
Yeah.
Or Angel, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll let y'all go. So yeah, that first track, when it first started, it made me think of like a rave punk, cyber neon light, Blade Runner kind of like feel, and the tempo that we're playing at and the syncopation sound a lot like thrash, but like more contemporary thrash, like Trivium bringing it back, stuff like that. The chorus was very metal core feeling to me, which was cool. Then you had the bass fuzz riff thing happening.
Yeah, I like that.
The transition, to transition, I guess, like the breakdown and the marching drum bass. Yeah, yep. And then they went into a marching riff right after that. I was like, wow, I didn't expect that. I thought this was gonna be just like, do the standard chorus, whatever, going to the outro, stuff like that. But no, they switched it up. Like it was really interesting at the end. So yeah. That's how I feel. That's it. Yeah.
I dug it.
Dug it?
Nice. That's it. Pass.
I got notes too.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ah, you motherfucker.
He's throwing them out.
They were a prop this whole time. you
Oh.
dirty
No, they weren't. I actually wrote them
No,
out.
yeah, but why
Then
did
why
you
did
rip
you
it?
throw?
Because I'm going here and you guys
fucking
just
asshole.
wrote what I wrote.
You could do both. You could do heart and notes.
It's only one song.
No,
You could have had the rest of it.
No, go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
fucking
Next.
knob. You're like the best man at the wedding that goes up to give the speech, and he just like scribbles nonsense on a piece of paper because he wants the effect to go up there and be like, I have this speech written.
No.
Fuck it, I'm going from the heart.
No,
like the wrestler ripping his shirt off.
I did it twice. I
You
did
just
it
went Hulk
twice.
Hogan. I was like, I'm about to go in. I was like, oh my god, I thought we were sharing opinions. Not debating.
Nope.
All right, let's do this,
fine,
Rocky.
next song, Parasite Eve. This, I think, was their first single. on this album, if I'm not mistaken. But ironically enough, this album came out, I want to say early 2020. It was written, obviously, in 2019, but this song has COVID vibes all over it. Talking about, what's the lyric? When you forget the infection, will we remember the lesson? And it's Parasite Eve, obviously a parasite. This is like a some infection that's like wiping out the human race or something like dystopian like that. But it's
Yeah.
almost on accident because COVID wasn't even
Yeah.
a thing when they were writing this. It's just kind of weird how it happened that way.
It makes sense with the album.
Yeah,
Wait, what song?
Parasite
Parasite
Eve.
Eve.
It's a parasite Eve. Got a feeling in your stomach because you know that it's coming for you.
What the?
Shopping in the mall though.
I don't know what the fuck I did.
Oh,
What do you
did
mean?
you listen to the wrong album?
Oh, that's mad funny. Yo,
I'm like,
What others?
What?
What others? How many songs
wah,
did you
wah,
listen to, Dan?
wah.
wait.
How about
what's
we
the
have
name
them
of-
play it out loud?
Wait, wait,
Hold on,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold
wait.
on. Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the name of the album?
Post-human survival horror.
Huh.
What did you listen to?
Next Generation.
You listened to the one that just came
I
out.
listen to Rick James.
Can we do the one that just came out?
I would
Oh,
love
I
to.
thought
I've
it
been
was
listening to the
about Johnson.
fuck out of it, but I want it.
We're sending links from now on. Plugging all that links.
Should
I
we?
put F.
It didn't. Wait, I'm looking it up. Right.
I put a lot of procrastination effort.
No, you know what sucks is I actually
You. No, sir.
I listened to the shit out of this record.
Isn't it a well? We're gonna scrap this episode now. So what did you think about next
Take 'em
gen?
off the call.
What do you think about next gen? Just out of curiosity, in general. We're not revealing it right now, but what do you think of it?
So let me say this first.
Sure.
With Bring Me the Horizon, it actually makes me want to go back and listen to the other record now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always heard like one or two songs, like always their singles, but I've never actually dove in to them.
Yeah.
Like a whole album. I actually thought this album was I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, me too.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird because you said on the album Kingslayer's on that album, right?
It should have been a good sign.
And I was like, oh, here.
That can't be the album. It has
What?
a song that was mentioned. Fuck that. Next one. The thumbnail's better
Dude,
on this
that's
one.
what-
It's gotta be it. Fuck off.
For shame. Shame.
For shame.
Shame.
Yeah. How I feel
Uh,
now, I feel like a fool. I've done
alright.
it many times.
Are you listening? Are you listening to the song, Dan?
Yeah, I'm listening to it.
All right.
He said, "Yeah, I'm listening to it."
Oh, I've heard this
Oh.
song. That was one of the songs I was talking about.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I've actually heard Diary Eve and
Dear Diary, Parasite Eve, and Kingslayer.
yeah.
probably.
Sorry, I heard those three songs.
How about when I sent you the video to Obey?
I didn't watch it.
This is getting crazier because now he's going from picking the wrong album to have listened to the album, still knew the name of the song, still picked the wrong album. Yeah, it's like solving a mystery murder and blaming it on the wrong person.
I think the killer was me.
Yeah, arrest me right now. I was so shocked.
Yeah, my thoughts on Dear Diary is that's a badass song.
Fuck.
It's awesome.
Oh, this is gonna be in the episode. This has to be in the episode. This is.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Yo, hell in the headset. Oh man.
Fuck me.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, Christ on a cross.
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
want to? Okay. Do we want to? What are you guys doing tomorrow? Do we
No,
wanna
no,
try to
no.
get-
That's
Okay.
good.
Parasite.
Did he start playing it?
Is he? Yeah.
Are you playing
I'm
it?
doing my homework now.
Okay, cool. Now you can.
Good.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Parasite Eve. Yeah, musically,
Sounds like COVID.
it sounds like COVID. A lot of coughing.
Phlegm.
No, I like. It's got a lot of weird things happening in the song. It's got that choir opening, like that fucking weird shit, and then it goes into like a hip hop beat. I got a fever, don't breathe on me. I'm a believer, and then it's got the cleaner. Really, we just need to feel something. So it's got multiple different styles in one verse, and then it breaks into the big chorus of Parasite Eve, and it's super catchy and melodic. Um, it's got those like creepy
Yeah.
like synthy keyboard vibe uh, tones in the background as a weird melody backdrop or a
Yep.
or rhythm backdrop. It's kind of cool. Again, I
Yep.
already talked about the giant chorus. And when we forget the infection, will we remember the lesson? Really,
Hmm.
really cool. I like the in the chorus. Is it just me or the whole eh? Is that a hip hop thing?
Yeah.
Did he borrow
Yeah.
that
I
from hip
think
hop?
so.
Yeah.
I
So
think so.
he blended that into the song, which is really
Yeah.
cool. Especially after the breakdown, which is sick. One of the coolest breakdowns in the song. Um, this ain't a fucking when life is a prison and death is the door. This ain't a warning. This is a war. Fucking screaming it, and then he goes, "Ay,
Mm.
oh." So
Oh yeah.
that fucking I heard that the first time and I got chills. I was like, "Holy shit,
Damn.
that was so cool." Um, but yeah, overall, I love that song. I love every song on the album, but that's a really good one for me. This is an album where I go back and forth. I think the only song I haven't at one point had as my favorite is Ludens. Every other song at one point or another is like, this is my favorite.
Wow.
So
Huh.
anyway, go ahead.
So that's interesting you say because to me, now that you're explaining all this, I guess it went over my head because I had the shortest notes on this one. This one kind of just phased over me, but I felt like the whole song felt like a movie soundtrack action kind of thing,
Sure.
especially with the whispering and the pauses.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that being used in like a live, action sci-fi type of thing. But yeah, no, it was a cool. I just yeah, for some reason this song didn't stand out to me as one of my favorites. It's more like on the bottom, but now that you say that stuff, I kind of want to like revisit it, and, you know. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents in there. Now I pass it.
And I'll pass it. Dan, what you
I'll
think?
pass it.
I I think the standout is the production on that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The the way they bring all those different elements in and the way they made it work with the layering.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
layering.
I
You're
thought
right.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I like the um, pace of the song, how it starts off, like you were saying, that kind of
Like choir
chant.
almost.
Yeah,
Chant,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
And then it progresses, evolves into something bigger. I like that. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it kind of showcased their writing abilities.
Yeah, and that's we talked about it when we talked about Avenged Sevenfold, but that's not to go off on too much of a tangent, but that's one thing that I'm appreciating more and more is when a band is constantly toying with dynamics. And this song is just
Yeah.
one of many that Bring Me does that way, but they're always peppering in little elements of something. You get a touch of metal, you get a touch of techno, you get a touch of choir, you get a touch of hip hop, and they're all kind of just like you said layered together in a way that works. It's pretty cool.
The electronica permeates the whole album too.
Mm-hmm.
It's ubiquitous in that whole album.
Yeah.
That's why you get
That's
that
kind
like
of
post-apocalyptic.
their sound. That
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It is a really big part of their sound.
Mm.
Yeah.
At least it on this album and
Next time.
the other one. Yeah.
Maybe this could be a thing that he just does. We should just listen for the first time to get like a fresh new reaction.
One of us
Yours
is a
is
blind playthrough. Yeah.
you're the most you're the one with the most substance and notes and stuff. I'm kind of in the middle, and then Mo just does it right in the moment.
In the moment.
That'd be pretty cool.
From the
Yeah,
heart.
yeah, from the heart.
To the heart.
AKA, I don't do my homework. Fuck that.
I fucking did it this time though.
On a
But I
bill,
did it for the wrong fucking album.
I used printer paper, and I conducted the ink. No, I'm just playing. Nah,
All
you
right.
did it. Oh
You
my
know,
god.
now
Fireworks.
I've heard more of this album than I realized.
Yeah. Have you heard
But
Obey? Well, we'll get into it when we get there. All
Yeah.
right. Teardrops is next. Dan, are you ready?
yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
just listened to it.
All right. There we go. Good.
Oh, you done with it? Oh shoot.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, he's
Tear.
ahead.
So teardrops.
yeah, I'm on Obey right now.
That's a good. That's the video I sent you that you didn't watch, but
Yeah.
watch the video. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm doing this part.
Yeah. No, but later.
All right, teardrops. We already talked about it's. They have an electronica theme kind of throughout, and it's got that starting off the song. And then it kicks into the big just open chord verse, the big open melodic rock feel. Yeah, big rock chorus is what I wrote down here. I love the line, "The emptiness is heavier than you think," and this to me, this song feels more just like just a sad guy or a guy in a moment of sadness, just trying to express what he's feeling and get through it. It's not overly complex. It's not like part of a bigger story. It's just a story of a guy like maybe in the middle of a depression and just wants to write a rock song about it and kind of get himself through it. But extra heavy breakdown, I really like that. Suicidal, violent, tragic state of mind. Lost my halo. Now I'm my own antichrist. It's a great line in and of itself, but the way he screams it, the passion that he screams, suicidal, violent, tragic state of mind. It completely shreds on the vocals there, and it serves as a really nice drop before it kind of settles back down and then ends on a chorus. Kind of a standard song structure in just a big rock song. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but I like it a lot. Good song. That was actually one of the songs on the radio, I think, that they had
Yeah,
for a while.
that's
Yeah.
what I heard. I've heard. Actually, the first 4 songs I've heard, and then Kingslayer.
Yeah.
So 5.
Yeah.
I'm up to 5.
You're up
I've
to
already
5.
heard.
That's good. Angel, what'd you think?
I have to mute my mic because the dog is barking.
That's all right.
Somebody's doing fireworks outside.
Oh.
He's losing his mind.
Why? Oh, I guess it's kind of close to the 4th. Not really, but.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, teardrop. In my notes, I wrote, hip hop, dance feel. There was a lot of. I felt like there was new metal elements to that, like or groove metal. I don't know. I kind of mixed the two sometimes. The emo screaming pre-chorusing that you were just doing, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope. But yeah, this song again, just like the rest of the album, futuristic texture, neon lights kind of thing, the cyber society kind of like feel about the whole album. Yeah, no, it's a pretty dope song. It's another one that didn't go over my head as much as like Parasite Eve, but definitely caught my attention more, especially in the beginning of it and how it kind of just transpired to the end. That's it. I'll pass.
I liked it. I thought it was a pretty cool song. I thought it was heavy, but it had parts that kind of mellowed out. But then when it got heavy again, it really kicked you in the face.
Right.
That I like the that kind of up and down feel throughout the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I can see why this was one of the singles.
Definitely.
And it definitely, I know it was one of the singles, but I could even see this being the first single for the album.
Yeah, I could.
Like
too.
it really sets
Yeah, I can see that.
the tone.
Yeah, I
And
can
it's
see
a
that.
very palatable song.
Very palatable song.
Yeah.
Very easily could be radio friendly, just like a big catchy rock song, big chorus. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So on to I believe it's Itch for the Obey. Obey is next.
Obey.
Obey featuring Youngblood. I never heard of Youngblood before. Is he like a rapper or something?
I think he's a
Youngblood?
trap.
Trap. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Does he usually do this kind of vocal style? Is anybody familiar with this dude?
I have no idea. I'm not familiar at all. I maybe listened to like one song of him or two, but I wasn't really feeling his stuff.
Because he's straight up like screamos in this song.
I
whether
didn't
it
know
has
he was. I
verses.
didn't know when he was on it. I thought he was gonna be like a rapper kind of thing, and
Yeah, they trade
that caught me off
verses.
guard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that caught me off guard how that was.
it's pretty cool.
So yeah, if you want to go first.
Yep. I love the Mortal Kombat opening. Um, really cool lyrics here. I wrote some of them down. Don't let your conscience get in the way. Whatever you do, just don't wake up and smell the corruption. Destroy yourself. It feels so good to fade away. It feels like they. I don't know how. I have no idea whether or not this is true, but it feels like the two of them collabing, if they collabed at all together with this song, lyrically is where this shines. It's not nothing too deep or meaningful, but just a lot of lines that hit, and they're just cool on their own. Really standout lyrics, in my opinion, at least. Um, Almost kind of has a vibe of being satiristic or judge or critical of governments controlling for. Obviously, the title is Obey. So who wants you to obey? It's the man, and this is a kind of a song of rebellion, or even just mocking a system that wants you to obey top down, not think for yourself. And if you watch the video, the song is about gay Power Rangers, so that's pretty cool.
That video, I thought I was watching the wrong thing. I thought somebody made this. It was so low budget looking, and fucking you could
It
tell
just
that he.
out of
What?
nowhere too. It just had nothing to do with the song, or
Yep.
at least I didn't think it had
And
anything to
then
do with
the
the song.
end, I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was still cool though. It was so cool.
The chorus is catchy as fuck. That's one thing that's pretty that permeates at least in the first half of this album, all the way through Kingslayer. I would say, really big choruses. Oh, back like that could be a radio song if it wasn't released as a single. That could be for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was because when I started watching part of the video, and I had seen the video before you sent it.
Okay,
I heard more of this album when it came out than I
okay,
realized.
gotcha.
But again, I just never fully dove into them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've never dove into Bring Me before this album, and I really haven't. My buddy tells me all the time Sepulturnal is his favorite album of theirs. I've never listened to it. I just haven't given it time, but only this album and Next Gen, those are the only two that I've listened to, but I love both of them.
Mm.
Anyway, at the end of the song, bridge, breakdown, whatever you want to call it, but there's a section where it gets away from the Mortal Kombat and a big open chorus feel where it actually does kind of a heavier, harsher vocal scream and then brings it back at the end to the chorus. Another, similar to Teardrops in that way, I think. But yeah, a really catchy, fun, groovy metal song and like techno metal song. I like it a lot. And I just
Yeah,
a collab I never would have expected from someone like Youngblood, who I could have sworn had nothing to do with the metal world. But
me
Ollie's
too.
like, bring him in. And that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty rad.
Kind of like the whole Fall in Reverse and Tech Nine. I didn't expect that either. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know if you guys watched that. I forgot the name of the song.
If I saw anyone doing something like that, it would be Fallen in Reverse.
Yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, this song, my favorite chorus out of all the songs in the whole album. I wrote
Yeah.
that in there. It felt very anthem-like, jumpy. Had a really cool breakdown. Uh yeah, this is most. I feel like the song felt pretty standard for the most part. I could see it, like it definitely fit in the mainstream. And I kind of like the structure of the song was like that too. So the only thing that I was really feeling is just like just that chorus. It was such a strong freaking chorus. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was cool. Like I said, I watched the video before. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and it. Kind of reminded me of oh shit, Beastie Boys, Intergalactic.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah, like
yeah,
just not taking yourself too serious.
Right.
yep.
Even though in this song, the lyrical matter is more, a little bit more on the serious end,
Mm-hmm.
but I like that they didn't really take themselves too serious with the video. I thought parts of the song seemed a little frantic. but I still got a bit of a like, not pop, but like radio friendly feel, which I thought was kind of cool because something typically frantic you don't really get on the radio friendly wise.
Yep.
So being able to kind of blend that, I
Yeah,
thought was really cool how they were able to do that. I enjoyed it.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do? Well, I'll ask you, Angel, because Dan, did you listen through to "Itch to the Cure" into Kingslayer yet on your headset, on your headphones?
Yeah.
Okay. Do
I'm on one by one.
okay. Do we want to do "Itch for the Cure" and Kingslayer as one because
Yeah.
they're kind of married together?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, I like that "Itch for the Cure." It's like a palate cleanser halfway through the album. It's mostly just a rave dance instrumental. There's kind of some weird, creepy, dark. Um, what does he say? Something is coming and plugged. Tell me who do you trust? But it's kind of just way far in the background of this like really really happy like jumpy dance fucking rave music. Uh, really kind of resets the album. I think halfway through and gets you ready for the weirdness that is Kingslayer, which I love with all my heart. I love that song so much. Dan's shaking his head. That's okay.
There's no weirdness in that song. It's just sure perfection.
For the longest time, this itch into Kingslayer was my favorite part of this album. It still very well could be, but um, again, seamless transition from itch. It's got 4 different vocal deliveries in the verse in the pre-chorus. I'm trying to remember. Hi, are you looking for the other side?
Oh yeah,
And then he
yeah.
picks it up. I need to know where your loyalties lie. And then just all like comes back down, and then like the higher screaming register. Wake the fuck up! So
Yep.
all
Yep.
his vocal delivery throughout throughout the course of one verse is like all over the place. It's so fucking sporadic sounding, and it feels like almost patched together in the
Yep.
coolest way possible. And as it brings you into this ridiculous baby metal chorus, these Japanese Kingslayer, and rhythmically like doom ta doom ta doom ta, totally
Yeah.
leaning into just the fun fantasy rock or fantasy metal almost element of this. It's super fucking dope. I love it. It's so fun. Um, second
I've
verse.
never heard them called fantasy metal or whatever.
I
I,
never
I
have either.
like
Me
that.
neither. Yeah,
I
me
like
neither.
that
I didn't
as
know
a
that.
description for them
Me
though.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's like real fitting.
I,
It
Yep.
might have been, I don't know,
well,
but I like calling baby metal
fantasy metal.
fantasy metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I
It's
like
fucking I thought it was anime metal, like manga book
something
anime
like that.
metal.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
second verse, I like how it strips it all down. There's the only thing happening in the background for the first half of it is like just a simple as this chick is singing in Japanese. I'm assuming it's Japanese. I can't understand any of it. And then the second half of it, Ollie kicks back in with his harsh, screaming, heavy vocals, and then it blends at the end of it perfectly. He's got this super low growl, and she's going "Adoia" over the top of that, and it's just so fucking perfect. I never would have seen that coming. Love it, love it.
Yeah.
There's that little part where it settles down. I don't know if it call it a bridge or a pre-chorus or something, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's singing real soft. Kingslayer.
Yup.
At the end of that, they do this dive bomb on the guitar, and it brings you right back into that fucking dance feel of the chorus.
Yep.
And then at the very end of the song, it ends super heavy. I'm going down the rabbit hole. No, this is your wake up call. We're going down the rabbit hole. Are you ready? I can't feel you. And he screams on you, and that scream carries and then distorts into like this digital. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like it kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
breaks
yeah,
up like it's
yeah.
in a digital stream. And then
Yeah.
then after that, you hear you hear baby metal, my favorite part of the song. Oh yeah! I'm like, yes, This is
See
so
a Japanese
perfect.
infomercial. Oh man,
Everything about this song I fucking love. It's so good.
wow, that's so
Yeah.
that's hysterical. I got like a when starting with the Itch for the Cure. The beginning felt like it made me think about the movie The Matrix. It felt very like a lot of chopped up, syncopated kind of percussion going on with the techno babbles and stuff.
Hmm.
And it felt like it was like coding and yeah, I don't know. Again, it put me in that cyberpunk feel again, right off rip by the way they're carrying the rhythm. You can hear the influence of like that culture into the rhythm.
Yeah.
And then Kingslayer is my favorite song in the whole album. That's the one that I kept listening to over and over. Um, yeah, that baby metal. That's my first. I never was into baby metal. I kind of like listened to it here and I was like, oh, it's cool, whatever. But I wasn't into it. This song got me into them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why. I've heard it. I heard it before. I remember it came out a while back when Aiden was like a baby. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm late on that part. But now I'm like, dang, they are a good band.
Yeah.
I just didn't take it serious at first. I was just like, it felt way too. I don't know. Something felt so
They're
neat.
one of those bands where, in order to take them seriously, you have to go in not taking them seriously.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah,
you get what I mean.
yeah,
Like to really dive into them, you have to just take them as like this fun band. But
yeah,
then when you realize what they're doing on top of just this fun feel that they have,
yeah,
you're like, oh shit, they're instrumentalists, the guitarist, drummers, and bass player. They are sick,
yeah.
sick,
Oh yeah,
talented musicians.
yep,
Yeah. Like, but you can't go into listening to baby metal thinking you're going into like some super talented musicians like that. You have to just
I can see
take baby metal at face and then go, oh shit.
that.
Like,
that and
no,
that's what happened. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
So are you done?
Yeah, I'm done passing it.
Oh, so obviously we know how I feel about baby metal.
Yeah.
They're fucking awesome. All
Yeah.
right. So the fact that this song, this is probably one of my favorite songs on the record.
Mhm.
Uh, super fun song, typical baby metal. You can even hear on that song. I feel like the musician quality kind of kicked up a notch or two
Okay.
throughout the rest of the album. Uh, especially the drummer. Yeah, I feel like that song kind of stood out a little bit out of pocket for him. But I'm not sure who recorded what. So I got to be fair on that. I'm gonna
Sure.
assume it's the drummer for "Bring Me Horizon." If
Yeah,
it
I don't.
is,
I actually don't know either. Like who, if they just had the vocals
if it
from Baby
is,
Metal. I don't
kudos
know.
to him because I thought that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Um, no, but if it was the drummer from Baby Metals, also kudos to him because
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Right.
Super fun song. I really enjoyed what you said. Seriously, fantasy metal. You definitely get that vibe
Yeah.
listening to this song.
For sure. Yeah.
And I felt like Kingslayer on this album was, you know how sometimes on an album you need that break from the album,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
usually most bands would do it with like a slow song or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I felt like it was Kingslayer was that.
How'd you feel about the the intro?
Yeah.
It was a nice palate cleanser, like you said.
Yeah.
Well, I always
But
think of
it
these two
felt
as the
like an
same
advertisement. Like
for the
when I
song.
heard
You
it,
mean?
itch.
Yeah, it's like because in that song, you Baby Metal starts going, "I
Yeah,
wanna be a king." So you think it's like an
yeah,
advertisement for Kingslayer?
for Kingslayer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So like when I heard it, I thought it was an advertisement. I clicked back onto the
Oh,
thing and I
really?
was like, itch. Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
It's kind of cool.
And then I was like, I'm just gonna let this go and see what happens. And then Kingslayer came on
And
right
it's like
after.
seamless. It's seamless too.
Yeah,
There's just
yeah,
no pause. There's no break. It's immediate.
yeah.
Yeah. Super dope.
I really like that song. I thought it was great, and yeah,
Okay.
It's like I'm playing DDR.
Yeah, pretty fucking
yeah.
It's
great.
like that. It's like whoa, flashing lights, stepping. It's the first thing I did. My feet started stepping,
Hell yeah.
driving and stepping.
All right.
Yep.
Uh, One by One is next, featuring Nova Twins. I've never heard of Nova Twins.
Me neither.
I think currently, right now, this is my favorite song on the album. And I go, oh, Parasite Eve is so good, and holy fuck, what about Obey, and whatever. Anyway, One by One. So it's almost got this like trap beat, maybe, feel in the verse.
Mm.
Might
Yeah.
might be the most vulnerable song lyrically. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know what hurts the most, holding on or letting go. I mean, that can be applied to so many things. That can be applied to you're mad at someone. I don't know if it hurts more to hold on to being mad or to let go of it and let that person get away with it. It can apply to a breakup. I don't know if it hurts more to try to hold on to that person or to let them go. It can apply to someone that you love that passed away. I don't know if it hurts more to hold on to them or let them go, or like hold on to the painful memory or let them go and forget about them altogether. That's like a perfect lyric uh, emotionally, I think. Um, Nice moment in the second half of the second verse to pick the pace back up,
Yep.
I think, and the lyric "Annihilation never looks so good." So there's the female singer singing it, and then you have Ollie screaming it in the background too, but she's still the more forward voice on that delivery. It's a really cool blend, I think. Annihilation never looks so good. Um, the bridge hits me every time, and I'm staring into the void again. No one knows what a mess I'm in. Voices in my head say I'm just being paranoid. Every time I hear that, like for the first, I don't know, fucking 2 dozen times that I heard that verse, just in my car listening to it, I would tear up, like
Wow.
involuntarily, like goosebumps, tear up, like it hit me that hard.
Wow.
Obviously, it's a subjective thing, but
Yeah.
that's written so well and delivered so well, and the music behind it is it's so fitting to the emotion of that that lyric or that vocal. I don't know. It's just for whatever reason this song hits me the hardest, but um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, really good song. And I still don't know who the fuck Nova Twins are, but they killed it on this song. And I love that Bring Me is introducing me to at least to the names of Youngblood, Baby Metal, um,
Yeah.
Nova Twins, and they do that in Next Gen too. They bring a bunch of people in, but yeah, really good song.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting how you said, this is it's definitely subjective thing because I wrote in my notes I wasn't too crazy about the song. This one kind of went over me, kind of like Parasite Eve.
I not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I had the same reaction.
Yeah.
I should have clarified. I had the same reaction the first few times I heard it. The more I heard it,
Mm.
the more I was like struck by it. I guess.
Huh.
Listen to it
All
more.
right.
Maybe listen to it more.
Yeah. Well, there was, even though that was the case, the overall feel of the song, but the verse, and I think I want to say majority of the song, if you hear the piano part thing right off riff from the beginning,
Hmm.
it if you listen to it again and but you listen to it with the whole, I think that piano is being played in a different time signature, like if or something like that, some sort of counter signature times time signature thing. I don't think it's a counter tempo because it didn't feel like it was within the beat of the song. But yeah, that's the one thing that really attracted me in terms of instrumental work and production and composition. This part of this song, the one that went over my head, even though it was, it felt like that. That right there is a rare thing to see because not a lot of bands or a lot of like songs have that because it could just mess up the whole feel of the downbeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, you listen to it and focus on that piano part. You're like, wait a minute, that doesn't go with everything else. That's just kind of like going in between everything, and I think that's what they're doing. So
Hmm.
yeah. So all right, so I'll pass it. Go
Oh,
ahead,
it's
Mo.
me.
Yeah.
I actually, since I had the opportunity, I went back, and if that piano part does sound, if I want to say, I don't know if it actually is, but it does feel like it's in a different timing.
right?
It
I,
feels
if
like it, but it
if
could
you if
be.
you if you look up counter time signature
Yeah,
videos on YouTube, you'll see this type of thing where like
yeah.
one track is playing or whatever one instrument is playing in one time signature and putting it against other common ones.
See, this song to me right out of the gate, I don't know why. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to dive into it more, but this song actually hit grabbed my attention more
Yeah.
right out of the gate. I don't know what it was. Uh, uh, The vocals, the mixed vocals, I didn't know that it had that. What's the other singer?
Nova Twins.
Nova?
Yeah.
Nova Twins?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yin Yang Twins.
Yang yang.
Yeah. I
Those are
didn't know
cool.
like I wasn't expecting that because I just got it playing right now. And so when it came on, I was kind of like taken back. I wasn't ready for that. So
Mm.
but I thought that was cool. And this song definitely it did the opposite that it did for YouTube. Like it kind of hit me out. I kind of want to go listen to the song more and dive into it. The chorus kind of popped to me.
Hmm.
Put me out of my misery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Moving on.
I like that. I like I said, I can't wait to hear this song more.
Yeah. For me, it's always that last line specifically because it's the way it builds, and it's
Yeah.
just so emotional, like passionate. I guess it feels like to me. It just hits every time. Anyway.
I'm stuck on the Yin Yang Twins. You guys say,
Wow.
you remember the stupid ad libs they would have like oopsie daisy. You want to see my what? It's like the same type of like old school dad hip hop.
Angel, you
Yeah.
grew up. Angel, you grew up in the hood. How many times did you hear somebody say "whoopsie daisies"?
Not bro. If you said that,
Come on, man.
I'm not gonna say the
That's
consequences. I'll get
not
canceled. You'll get canceled,
nah.
just like I got canceled on that skateboard on that story that time. Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Gonna get canceled right out of a window in the middle of a bright, beautiful day.
Why me? I am not. I am not one. I am not one of those. I just like to skate. Leave me alone.
Gonna
Anyway.
need therapy after that. Unbelievable. Anyways,
All right, moving on to Ludens. So I actually, if you didn't know this,
cough
Ludens.
drops.
What?
Isn't there a brand of cough drop named Ludens?
Cough drops.
That's it. That's the review.
Cough drops.
That's it. Talking about cough drops.
I don't.
Next.
I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe there is.
No, it's just the name looks so familiar. I was like, what is this? It seemed like on food or something.
So this is
Something
actually,
retail world.
This is written for a video game that came out obviously around the same time this album came out, but it's called Death Stranding. It's with Norman Reedus. It's a weird open world, like dystopian space on a different planet, kind of like a weird alien infection. It's weird, but it was written for that game, and it still, I guess, in that sense, feels relative or relevant.
Interrupt.
Go ahead.
What?
Fuck. How do I do this?
There you go.
Oh. Wait, on this one, oh,
He is right.
Is he really?
He is right.
Yeah, I just googled it too. I wanted to wait until he was done because I googled it too. It's like it's cough drops.
I was
So
like,
I didn't know that.
once you said it, I was like, yeah, I think he's right.
Huh.
And I just googled it, and I was like, ha ha!
I need
All
to
right.
use more cough
Cough
drops.
drops is
I
right.
didn't even know that.
I'm so glad you interrupted because I was just like, I can't
I
wait.
can't wait to
tell
cough
him.
drop. You son of a
I
bitch.
sounded ridiculous. Now I don't.
I can't wait to tell you
Redemption.
you're fucking wrong. The song's about cough drops, bitch.
And came out around COVID, cough drop. That was their answer.
That's
to
it.
use.
Oh
Use Ludens.
shit!
Yup.
See that?
Look at that.
Okay.
Yes,
All right,
I'll
anyway.
do it.
Okay,
No.
Ludens is a cough drop.
Cherry flavor.
This podcast's awful.
So
Nah, this is the best.
we
so many.
This does still have a weird COVID vibe to it. How do I form a
it's
connection
all
when we
cough
can't even
drops.
shake it? I'm gonna pull a Dan. Ready? I don't even need my notes anymore.
Yeah,
It's about cough
There
drops
you
the
go.
whole time.
There you go.
because it was the wrong
You're
topic
too,
anyways.
yeah. See, all you
was the
have to
wrong
do is
topic.
listen to it while you assholes talk.
This is a mouth, not an asshole, sir.
So
It speaks exquisite thoughts. All right.
wait, you guys want to see my baby?
Ludens, cough drops.
See my baby.
Yo, you were on point though.
He's my baby.
Oh.
There's that exercise bike we can tell Kyle doesn't use.
Yep.
That's right. Hey,
You're
Bubby.
fat.
Yeah.
Shoot. Just sell it. Oh, so cute.
Are you gonna? Oh, cute dog. Great. Are you gonna
Put him on the
finish
podcast.
cough
Fuck
drops
you!
on
You
me?
interrupted me like 8 times.
Yeah.
You didn't even listen to the album, you fuck.
Well, I'm waiting for your. I'm waiting for your long-winded answer about cough drops.
Ooh, shots of fire, Keela. He said you talk a lot. Yup, and your hair ugly. He said that too.
I didn't say his hair is ugly.
Yeah, he
I said he's
did.
fat. I said he's fat.
Yeah, you did say I'm fat.
Oh,
He's not wrong.
shit. Look, calling you Lizzo. All right. So,
I'm not Lizzo level.
Oh.
Easy now.
whoa, I'm
Easy,
sorry.
killer.
I'm sorry I crossed the line with Lizzo.
All right,
It's like,
fuck
whoa.
Angel,
That
what
is
do you think
fat,
of
not
Ludens?
obese.
Well, I think of Lunans, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, it felt like a big party rave techno stuff. I didn't write much on this one. I just kept thinking about cough drops.
All right, let's get it over with, Dan.
I thought this was my least favorite on the album.
Mine too.
I thought it was too repetitive and yeah.
Just didn't fit. All right.
Yeah.
Fucking skipping over Ludens. I'm sick of you guys already.
All right.
What's it called? One Day the Only Butterflies Left Will Be in Your Chest. The last song on the album, featuring Amy Lee.
That was.
Oh, that's who that was?
Yeah.
That makes sense now. Okay.
Yep.
So
Again,
it's got
Yeah,
a
'cause
really
you-
Yep,
It's a really
you know.
shut the fuck up. It's got a really.
Oh, he's
somber-
back to his notes. Look at him.
Yes, I am. I'm trying to
Can't
maintain
function
a
with my
structure.
notes, nerd.
Trying to maintain a structure.
It's like a
'cause I did my
kindergarten class.
research.
Shut up, Daniel. I'm going first. You need to listen to me. Well, you're a booger face. Oh, God. All right. Now we're ready. We're ready to listen.
Oh my Christ on a cross.
Jeez.
Okay.
That was a little dramatic.
It's aggressive, yeah.
Very somber song to end on. Just interesting. Usually you end on a high energy note. They chose not to.
Didn't Cavalawesa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Instrumental.
guess
Yeah.
so.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Instrumental.
So I guess you could do either, but it works.
Yeah.
I like the call and response with Amy. I think Ollie and her together is really nice. I think when Ollie pushes there's a couple moments where he gets a little harsh with his vocals, but the music stays subdued, it stays soft, and it creates kind of a cool dynamic. I wrote down it's better than any Evanescence song that I've ever heard. Personally,
Well, you said better?
yeah, I like this song a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Piss
Yep.
off people.
Ollie, yeah,
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, Dan. I'm sorry to think there's not enough room in this town for
Wake me
people like
up!
him.
can't wake up.
You know what we do with them
You
outsiders.
know they have a lot more.
You gotta-
Angel and
you
I,
gotta wake
Angel
me
and I
up.
saw them. That was a
Oh.
great concert. We saw them.
Okay, first of all, they
Unplugged-
didn't want that in that song. Okay, if you look into the story, they didn't want that rapper in that song.
I can't wake
Okay.
up.
All right, so the rapper killed it, but the original they have a version without the rapper. What about Going Under? Going
What
Under
about
was
My
great.
Immortal?
What about Lithium?
This
What
song-
about
yeah.
dude?
This
There's so
song-
many
This
songs.
song is
Dude,
better than all those.
No way.
No way.
I'm sorry. You're
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
I got a coconut right here. I'm gonna hit you with it. Just pow.
Kai, you broke your computer, stupid.
Well,
The Pikachu meme. You ever seen that
Um,
meme? No.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
fuck it.
Angel, you go.
He's like, I'm done with you, motherfuckers.
No,
Victory, bitch.
No, I don't want to cut him off because his part is very important. Like I don't write as much. This one, is my second favorite song of the whole album because of Amy Lee in there. I'm like, oh my god, and it reminded me of the song Lithium. Her other song, that's very slow.
My immortal.
Yeah, but there's another one too. Well, there's a few of
wake
them, but
me up.
no, not that one.
That's pretty slow.
Yeah, no, but that was dope. Anyways, but like Lithium is a very good example, and uh, I like how halfway through the song it started getting more of a darker tone, a lot of more diminished playing or whatever it was that they did in the instrumental, so start changing the texture to a darker tone, and it almost made it seem what she was talking about was it almost made it feel like a eulogy, almost like she was giving a funeral vibe. That's what I was it was weird. I was getting like a funeral kind of vibe with this song. So yeah, very brooding. Maybe it reminded me of another song from another band, Kitty. They have a song called Oracle, and they have a very slow, cold, or like in winter, that whole album, like they just had a very cold, brooding, chill, like Victorian vampiric kind of feel. So yeah, that was dope to end this with that. Especially doing this whole post-apocalyptic cyberpunk thing,
Yep.
and it's bleeding into something that withers down into that. Like that was a great embodiment of like if that society would have collapsed, like that whole wrapping up the whole album. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when for me, when this song came up, I was shocked. There was no hint that there was going to be anything like this on this record. So I really like it. I can definitely see it being the you were saying it's weird that it's on the end. I can definitely see it being on the end because they're a band that has a lot of layers in their music, and that can get kind of overwhelming. This is very stripped down. They're using very the instrumentals. They're using orchestra drums, so it's that big boomy sound. It's
Yep.
no synthesizers. It's acoustic.
It's like organic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very organic.
So it's very easy to listen to. It's one of their warmer songs.
Yep.
Especially without all those synths. So it's not as harsh on your ears.
Right.
Which makes you go, oh, okay, like now you had a nice clean slate throughout this song, which is a beautiful song. It is. I'll give him credit for that. And makes you go, oh, okay, I wanna dive back into it. So you can go right back in to that very heavy, frantic Dear Diary, yeah. So it makes a ton of sense for me, especially how harsh Dear Diary can be on that intro and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
But I thought the song was beautiful. I love their their melodies, their harmonizing on that song. I thought, yeah, it's an awesome song. To sit there and say it's the best, you're insane. you're just a fucking asshole.
Yep, fucking asshole. Very well said.
You can't call me that. You can't call me that. Music is
You see how constructed that Christian was? You fucking asshole.
You can't call me that. Music is subjective.
Subjective. Won't you subject these nuts to your face?
I like how he's sitting back. You can't call me that. You can't call me that.
You can't call me that.
Na boo boo. Oh yeah, we're gonna fail at this. Yeah, it's funny as hell.
All right.
So that. Is it time?
Yeah, that wraps up our
to do the numbers part.
Our sophisticated. Oh yeah, we gotta do the numbers. I give this. Fuck. What did I give? What did I give Cavalisa? I think I gave Cavalisa 8. I gotta give this at least a 9. I'll give it a 9.5.
Whoa.
I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a solid 9.
Whoa. Look at it.
I told you. There's one song on this album And that
Oh
would be
shit!
Ludens.
Yeah, but you're
All right,
playing,
now give
like,
you no. Let him talk. Let him cut. Let me talk. Let him cook. Let him talk.
Yeah, bitch.
Why you gave it a 9?
Nana nana boo boo. Um,
Go ahead.
I mean, I've listened to it on repeat so many times. I love it, and it's an album that, like I said already, at some point, every song except for one, and that would be Ludens, was the song that I couldn't wait to hear. I couldn't wait for it to come back to Dear Diary, and then I fucking couldn't wait for that opening for Parasite Eve at some point. Every song has been my favorite at some point, and
Wow.
it's really rare that an album can accomplish that. So they're all for different reasons, but um, this also being my first introduction to Bring Me Ever, I was like, that's perfect. You got a fan now. Like you definitely got yourselves a new listener. Got me excited for the next album. I'm really excited about the way that they definitely make their own sound, and they're not afraid to push it. They're not afraid to experiment with fantasy metal. They're not afraid to experiment with hip hop or synth sounds or
And cough drops.
and cough drops, and even like that last song of the album. It's super stripped down and simple and sad and somber, but there's only, is it 7 or 9 songs on this album, but they're all so fucking diverse amongst each other, and it's almost a perfect album. If Ludens was off the album, probably perfect, close to a 10 for me.
So, okay. So I gave it a 6.8 because the whole album had an awesome.
Oh, now I
It
get
did
to, now I get to do what you guys did to me when I said 9. Oh, you gave it a 6.8.
Look. So wait, you really think this is a perfect album?
Close to it. Close to it. So I didn't.
Dan's like, oh, that's real cute.
I'm not saying it's a bad album. I'm not saying
No,
that.
I'm not saying that either.
Close.
Mm-mm.
But to say it's up there, like 9s pushing into 10s, those
Yeah.
are
That's how numbers
generational
work
music.
chronologically.
Yeah, those are like generational music, like
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, Paranoid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you really
Master of
think this
Puppets.
is, yeah, Master of Puppets?
Freak on a Leash. Yeah, no.
It's
Well, that's a song.
It made it on the mainstream pretty crazy. A lot of hip hop heads liked it. So
But I would
that's
say,
why I mentioned it.
say like for Korn, I would say
9.
Life is Peachy. It's a generational album.
I'll compromise. I'm not going much lower. I'll say an 8.9.
I feel more comfortable with that.
Okay.
I think it's still high for this record, but I feel more comfortable. When you get into 9s and 10s, those are generational.
Yeah. Yes, right, Kyle. Right? That's the rule.
Just think of it that way.
Hands
You
off.
know what I mean? Like
Respect the number 10.
years, in 10 years, are you still gonna think this album is as perfect as?
Yeah.
Like Paranoid is
I've listened to it
a 9.7.
Don't use 10 unless you run it by Dan. You got it,
no,
Kyle?
just think of it that. Just think of it that way. I don't think like Kyle's not putting things into perspective.
Not putting it in Dan's
You run it by us. Before you use 10, you run it by us. Him and this one. I said everybody. You saw everybody in the whole world.
Think of it this way.
United
Think of it this way.
States,
those are generational records.
Yeah.
Right.
I know what you're saying.
9 and up.
I know what you're saying.
8. This is a great record. If that band's touring on that record, I'm gonna travel for it. Like I'm gonna go an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours. You know what I mean? Well, for you,
5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours,
like
10
I'm
hours.
gonna travel to go see that show because that album was that good. 7, it's a good album. If they're touring on it, they better be close by.
Yeah, they better be in my backyard.
6, 6. They better be in my backyard.
I better be
now
in my
5
pajamas.
and down. That's like You
I'm
know,
not. I'm not thinking of it in terms of am I gonna go see them. I'm thinking of it in terms of what did it do to me when I listened to it. That's very simple to me. Like, what
yeah,
did I
but
like it? What did it do to me? Do I how much did it?
yeah, but you can
How much do
have.
I like it? It's very simple to me.
Okay, all right. So you're putting it. All right, put it where you want.
8.9.
Okay, 8.9.
8.9.
Okay.
You don't want to make that the 2, the first number. I was like,
Are you
I was
sure you
like-
don't think it should be a 6.8? Are you sure?
yeah, no, it's a 6.8. Yeah.
6.8.
Call it
All
I
right.
mean, it's not bad. 6.8 is pretty decent. Like, it's like
It's yeah, it's
it's
above
pretty
average.
decent. Like, it's like you're gonna mention it from time to time. You're gonna listen to it from time to time. There was only 3 songs I liked. That's why I give it such a much lower number.
It's only
Was
3
because
songs that you liked.
there was only 3 songs out of the whole album that I added. I added Kingslayer, I added Youngblood, and then the Amy Lee song. So everything else is kind of just I don't know. I probably have to listen to it
Alright.
again. Yeah.
Are you sure
Sorry,
you don't
it's
want to change it to 8.9?
again. I
Shouldn't
think
it be
part of
my
it.
score?
I think you like it more because of the lyrics. Because we didn't say nothing about the lyrics.
That's gonna be like that for every review.
We never
It's gonna be
do.
like that for every
Never
review.
do. We base it on the whole feel of the instrumentals and see if the vocals really stand out. If the
I
Well,
I
actually, I
swore.
said the melody. I brought up 2 actually,
yeah,
and One by One and Amy Lee song.
Yeah, and I do want to
yeah,
clarify.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
I talk about the lyrics a lot, but good lyrics don't mean shit if the music behind it sucks. So
No, that's
I understand that
just
as
the way
well.
you listen to music. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I give it a better score
Yay.
than that, but not nearly as high as yours.
6.9.
6.5.
No. so
Yeah.
so since I did do the other album, can I at least just give the score for the other album?
I guess.
Wait, what?
Because then it'll make sense.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So, what did you give that one?
The other album, I
Mhm.
gave it 7.8.
Oh, wow, that's very solid.
I like the other album a lot more. I thought it
Wow.
was a lot more. Yeah, I thought it was a lot more diverse. I thought it was a
Oh, it's
lot more
longer.
fun. It was longer, but it was easier to listen to.
Yeah.
I blew through that record, and I was doing something one of the times, like I was cleaning something, and I was like, "Oh, the song it's over."
Mhm.
Like I didn't even realize, but the whole time I'm like singing along to it and whatnot, and
Yeah.
working at the same time.
Yeah.
So I give that a 7.8. Thought it was really good. There was some room for improvement on that record, but I thought it was really good. And it's super easy to listen to. This one, I felt there was some dull parts to it. You know, Kingslayer standout, the Amy Lee song. I felt One by One. I want to go back and listen to that more.
Yeah.
The all those other songs, their singles kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
It's just their structure. It's
I said that to myself halfway through, like after the Youngblood part, those next 2 songs.
yeah,
I was like, I feel like it's following a template now as far as what they sound like, the texture and
yeah.
how they kind of like doing things. So they started doing like a pattern, and then they kind of broke away again.
I don't know.
Kingslayer and then the Amy.
I
Yeah.
feel like
I
Parasite
felt
Eve of their singles. I know what songs you're talking about. So Dear Diary, Parasite Eve.
no, not Dear Diary.
Teardrops.
Teardrops.
So Parasite Eve, Teardrops, Obey. Those would be the only 3 songs that you could be talking about here.
And Kingslayer. But
I'm
Kingslayer,
talking about the singles.
that stands out.
Parasite,
But those were all
Parasite
singers.
Eve stands out too. It's a completely different.
But
feel.
they yes and no.
No, yes.
I,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
just
I gave it a 7
Just the
too.
gentleman talk back.
Like it just felt repetitive. It did, especially when it came to that.
Their rock
I-
songs felt similar. I'll say that for sure. Yes, Teardrops and Obey were
And there was
are the only
nothing-
2 that I could see being close. To
See, and that's why on the other album, I gave it a higher score.
yeah, there's definitely more going on in the other.
There's more, but not even that. It doesn't. it doesn't get as repetitive. You just don't feel like you're doing the same thing
Yeah.
often on that record.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. What's the name of the album? The second part of this whole thing? Is that what it is?
Post-human, Next, Nex, Gen.
Yep.
Nexgen.
Yeah. Okay.
Brad, you listen to it. What do you
Yeah.
think about Next Gen? Do you like it
I'm-
more than this one?
I'm still absorbing it. It's too early for me to compare the two to each other. I love it. I love, in particular.
I thought they
NA
branch. I
into
think they
Lost
branch
into
off more in
Strangers.
styles.
I love NA
They branch
into
off
Lost.
more.
I love NA into Lost into Strangers. That's my favorite section of music right now, and then that goes into Rip and Amen. So those like that.
Strangers was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
One of the other one was. Hold on.
I really like Utopia. I really like Limousine. Limousine sounds like it's a Deftones song. I feel like.
Oh
cool.
shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I have that written down.
Yeah. It's got Deftones written all over it.
That's so fucking funny.
All over it. Yeah. It's really cool.
And okay, wait, what? Hold on, there was another one. Oh, I did like NA.
Yeah.
But I thought that was like kind of like
fucked, make love to a
yeah.
chainsaw.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me
What?
of Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Thinking I should drop dead, eat shit, go to hell. I could jump head first out the window. Dark thoughts keep on filling up in my mind. Whoa. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you think of Lost? What was your first impression of Lost?
I really like it. Yeah, like I said.
But
go ahead.
See, that song reminds me of My Chemical Romance.
Mm.
So those three songs we just talked about, okay? You have NA reminds me of Beck, Lost reminds me of My Chemical Romance, and then Limousine reminds me of Deftones.
Yeah.
That's how diverse that record is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very diverse. It's. I think you're right. It's more diverse.
I think that's easier listen. It just got too. That's why it's a good album. I
struggle saying.
I don't think, as a whole, it is a good album, but I don't think as a whole it's going to be on repeat. I think there's Kingslayer, the Amy Lee song. I want to go back and revisit the One by One.
One by One's really good. I think I gotta disagree with you here, man. I mean, obviously it's subjective. It's how you.
No, yeah. But that's why I have it.
Dan's right.
That's why I have it. And I was
only...
going back and forth between 7-2 and like 6-8, 6-9. And the only reason why I ended up going with 7-2 was I felt like the weight of those three songs that are going to be the take-home songs for me, I thought they were written really well where I would put those on shuffle. Like I would listen to those songs multiple times.
I would challenge you to put Cure on that shuffle, but only if you could shuffle it with Kingslayer.
That's what I mean. Like Kingslayer, like if I could just
Dear Diary on that. I think Dear Diary stands out.
Dear Diary's one. It would be Kingslayer, Dear Diary. Like I said, I want to go back and revisit One by One because I wasn't able to digest it clearly since I'm a fucking idiot.
That's negative self-talk.
Whatever. Fuck off. The Amy Lee song I really like, so I would keep that. I think the.
Go ahead.
See, you could do. I would take one of the other ones, Parasite Eve.
Right.
One of the singles. I would only take one. I'm not taking all of them.
It's kind of what I'm getting at. I think Parasite Eve. So the three songs that I can see being similar to each other would be Parasite Eve, Teardrops, and Obey. Parasite Eve to me.
That's what I mean, and I'm only taking one. I'm not taking all.
Parasite Eve stands apart from those two. I wouldn't even put Parasite Eve on that list. I just know that you do. I think listen to it again. Parasite Eve is definitely its own thing.
It is, but their structure, their flow, it's
structurally maybe, but
their delivery, the parts where you should be.
Delivery is so much.
No, that's not what we were talking about. Like the little tricks like Angel knows what I'm talking about here. Like all these
Yeah.
little tricks you do as musicians.
Yeah.
There's no like standout solo. There's no different uh bass breakdown or rhythm breakdown. It's
We're talking
just
about what they're doing at a skeletal level.
yeah.
Like as far as like
Structure.
when did they usually put this little kind of feel over here? When do they, do halfway through the song do they decide to slow down? Just the shit like that. I mean,
It
everything.
becomes those songs are cookie cutter to me.
Yeah,
Like this is, and that's fine. What they're
and
saying
and
with
a more
those songs are, this is our sound.
Mm,
That's their core sound. If you listen to Kingslayer, it branches off that sound
Mm.
into
yeah,
something else. If you listen to One by One, it veers away from that and goes into its own thing. There's elements to the band, and that element which makes their sound is within those three songs.
yeah. It's like they're trying to make songs that encompasses the best stuff they've done so far as like parts, what they do together.
Yeah.
This and that. But like,
Where I think
but
where
that doesn't
they
have to be a
break
bad thing.
off.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a bad thing because there's bands I like where the album I feel like encompasses, but for some reason it's just really just good, solid, and But for this one, it kind of just sort of got lost for me.
Okay.
But so that's why I'm saying like I only needed two of those songs,
Yeah,
and then give me more of the Kingslayer,
and the
the
Amy
Amy
Lee.
Lee song,
Yeah,
the Dear Diary. Give me more of that,
yeah,
where I can show me more of what you have. I didn't feel like they gave me enough of what they're capable of.
I just got the average for this, and I'm upset, but I'll get over it. This
What's
got a
the high?
lower rating than Cavaluisa.
I
Wow.
It's
I
got a
could
lower
I
rating than Cavaluisa.
Well, it's expected from my perspective, subjectively.
I,
All
I
right,
will
whatever. Okay,
What
I
I say,
will say
I
I
feel like
agree with it. I agree with it. I hate
I
to
know you
say
do.
it, but
I know. No, you don't.
wait, what is it? You didn't even tell us.
7.6333.
7.63. Yeah, it's not bad. 7.6.
It's
What
lower.
was Kevin Louise?
7.6666.
I mean, it's right there. I
Yeah.
feel like that's right because I feel
I
the same way a little bit with Kevin Louise.
I think this
Yeah.
album is more listenable.
Where actually,
on
I feel
repeat
like
than
Kevin Louise
Cavaluisa.
on that record, they need more of a signature sound. And
Yeah.
then
Right.
it was
Yeah.
like that
Right.
whole record was just a variant.
Yeah.
It's kind of why I rate this album so high, or this band in general so high. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The scores are
Yeah,
there.
but there's not enough variants when you only have 9 songs and four of them are your signature
There's
sound.
more
And I
variants on
think
this album than there is in Cavaluisa, don't you think?
I feel like
No, Cavaluise, the whole album was fucking every song
Okay.
was completely different feel.
I
All
no,
right.
I definitely I agree
We
with
think
Dan.
about
I
this
felt
differently.
more
Okay.
I felt more diversity in the Cavaloisa more too.
But there was
Because
nothing. There was nothing that had that held it all together. That signature sound, and maybe because they're so
yeah.
new, they're still trying
No,
to
yeah, they're still
explore what their
developing.
sound is.
Yeah, if you look at the discography, they really even changed genres like really significantly at some point or another. They're still kind of like molding, but this one I feel like is the beginning of what's gonna be solid and it's gonna stick to the band as their signature. Like this is kind of like a birth or sort of thing. So, but I felt like there was more diversity in the Cava Luisa album because in this one,
Yeah,
the very common theme with this was the cyberpunk industrial fucking DDR,
that's
seven.
their sound.
This
Period.
shit
Like
was
that's their
very.
signature sound.
This was almost like 65% of the album. So that's why I felt like when it came to those middle songs, I got really lost and it was just kind of And in Cava Luisa, they do the cyberpunk thing, whatever. But in songs like Corazon, they have like a garage sort of feel kind of thing. They did stuff where they're it's more of like the alternative kind of sort of thing. And then I just feel like they jumped around a lot more in different styles and syncopations and stuff like that. The Latin stuff,
Yeah,
yeah,
this blows my mind. That's okay. I'm the odd man out here, but I mean, what you're talking about, their core sound is like electronica metal, I guess. So you have electronica metal, then you just
yeah,
have straight up metal, and then you
yeah,
have shit like Kingslayer, fantasy metal. Then you have hip hop influences. Then you have fucking like
Yeah, but
whatever the
the
fuck you
things
want to
that
call that Amy Lee song, whatever the fuck that is. You have like a straight up pop elements in the choruses. You have whatever the fuck Ludens is. I don't even know what you
Yeah, but
call
they're
that.
doing the same thing.
You're
yeah,
talking structure.
It's
I'm
the
talking sound. Right?
well,
Is,
they're
is that a
interchangeable. They're
difference?
interchangeable.
yeah, those are.
This was really interchangeable because, like, all right,
I'm talking what it does to my ears, not what the structure, not what the skeleton of the song is. Just like what my ears are hearing. The instruments,
Yeah, but
the,
you're
the
hearing the
rhythms.
structure.
I know I'm hearing the structure, Dan, but I'm hearing the sound that the instruments they're using, the vocal melodies they're using, the
no, he's
rhythms
listening
they're
to the whole thing as
using.
a whole. Like everything
Yes.
together to
Yeah,
him
Yeah.
sounds to him it sounds more
Right.
diverse. The way he's perceiving it
no, yeah.
is much
I
different
know.
than me and you because you know
Yeah,
that a lot of that is lyrical too. You know,
I don't know if
and he got
one of
yeah,
those songs, like I said,
Vocal.
if one of those
Vocal, not
songs
just
they
vocal, yeah,
lyrical.
introduce,
vocal, lyrical and vocal, yeah.
Right.
if
As to me
one
and
of those
you,
songs they introduced a guitar solo, and then another song they had a brutal breakdown, it would have completely changed it. But it wasn't. Those songs are the same. Their structure is the same. Their flow is the same.
syncopations were very similar.
Yeah,
The tone
The
and feel and
pacing.
texture of the whole
The
thing,
pacing was
yeah.
similar.
but they did have some nuances and little things
There's
to try to
nuances, yeah, but
yeah,
not enough
but
to
not enough.
change the song.
Yeah,
Well, like
no.
I said, all they needed to do is in one of those songs say we're gonna add a solo,
I'll I'll
and on
I'll
this song
bet
we're gonna add a brutal breakdown, and on this song over here
I'll
we're
bet
just
if we
gonna
all
add a drum solo.
I know I know. I bet if you laid out the structure and the skeleton of Kingslayer and the structure and skeleton of like Teardrops, they'd be pretty fucking close to each other. But what you're
No,
hearing sonically is different because there's different things that they're used, different instruments, different pacing, different like the shit that I'm talking about here, where I say it's unique. We all like Kingslayer a lot, one of our favorite songs on the album, right?
Yep, yeah, that's my
yeah.
favorite song. That's
Strip
my
it down
favorite
to
one.
bare bones, as far as like verse,
I
chorus,
think
structure,
our
pre chorus,
favorites.
bridge,
Wait.
breakdown,
Here's a
all
better.
that shit is probably
What's
the
your?
same as like Teardrops or Parasite Eve. It's
No,
pretty
there's
fucking
different.
close. Just because baby metal's in it and it makes it fun.
When
That's what I'm
when we're
talking
talking
about.
about
It's a different feel, a different sound. You know what I mean?
No, because even no, because in Kingslayer, there's like I said, the drums stuck out more.
yep,
Like I said, there's a drums fill in there,
Yeah, there's drum fills in
like
the other
a
songs
solo
too.
fill. No, a fill. Well, I'm sorry, a solo. It's small. It's a quick
there was even like these
little.
interludes with the whispering and stuff,
Yeah,
and
They
like
do that in Parasite Eve.
yeah, they do that too. Yeah,
but
but
they don't do the progressive drums that were on that song. That song's a progressive song, so you can't compare
It's like
Kingslayer being progressive and then the rest of the album, which is more of this.
what did I put for
I don't know.
teardrop?
What do you call it?
Teardrop?
No, cyberpunk
Oh yeah,
metal,
see,
rock metal thing.
it's
Like
a, it's
I don't
yeah.
know what their genre
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Stop,
yeah,
stop,
yeah,
stop.
yep,
I
yep,
don't know what their
yep,
genre.
yep.
To me, their genre is very heavily layered with synthesizers.
Mhm.
You can hear a hip hop, rap influence. You can
Rhythms,
hear
yeah.
this metal influence, which is very cool. I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun and all that. And he definitely dives into a lot of his lyrics, touch into a lot of very heavy subject matters and stuff like that. But when you're going into some of these other songs, like Kingslayer, where it's progressive,
What do you mean
the
by progressive?
timing is it's more on the Baby Metal is a progressive metal band. People don't want to acknowledge them as that because they look at Baby Metal and they go
Yeah, but the structure in
three
that song is
girls,
basically four
Japanese
four.
anime, whatever. But their
1, 2, 3,
structure, their
4, 1, 2,
talent,
well,
their
3,
when he
4,
says
writing,
1, 2,
progressive,
3, 4, 1, 2. But he was saying time signatures. 1,
well,
2,
no,
3, 4,
progressive is a
1, 2.
collection of
Okay.
progressive means it's a collection of different things happening in the song. One, the structure is building onto one another rather than keeping a just a flat template completely all the way through.
Mhm.
Certain parts build on each other, like the chorus twice by two different people, that little thing, or the little whispering sound, whatever this is and that. Another part is yes, possibly they're using different time signatures, but that doesn't have to make it progressive at all. You could have a progressive song in the same time signature because you're doing other progressive things in that, such as
Mm.
the you know the instruments that you're using, the composition of the songs, the delivery of the songs, pitch, timbre, the list goes on and on. Scales, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think I have a hard time distinguishing what would make Kingslayer a progressive song, but not
Let's,
Obey.
Angel, do you feel this way? This band is they're a good band, but at no point there wasn't enough shining moments for you or me.
Yeah,
Well, for
that's
me,
why
I'll say where you were like, "Wow, they're super talented musicians."
I agree with you. There was only 3 songs that
Where,
I'm taking away. Yeah,
yeah,
I would
and
almost I would
and
almost
those songs, most of them, they're bringing in other people.
yeah, they collab. They've been doing that for years though. And I've gotten over the
But that's
I've
not.
I've
Do you
gotten
not see that?
no, because I've gotten over this thing where I think like uh you have to have a ripping guitar solo, otherwise you're not a good guitar player. I've gotten
I'm
over
not
that.
saying that.
Or you have to have like a crazy drum fill to be a good drummer. I've gotten over that. If you have somebody
Mm.
else, if you have somebody else in your song, you're using them as cover because you're not that good. I've gotten over that too. I've gotten over that a long time ago, actually. I think it's more progressive to be a metal band. If you're a metal band and you're constantly ripping solos and you're doing heavy breakdowns all the time, you're kind of the standard. That's what people do now, and they've been doing it for decades.
I'm not saying every song. I'm saying to break
broaden.
up the monotony, to
I
yeah.
add a different element
I don't. Yeah,
into
I
one
know.
of those songs.
I know what you're saying. I'm arguing against your use of the word monotony because for me this album feels and it has felt since like the first time I heard it. It's like holy shit, there's so much that they're doing here. It's very expansive, and
Mhm.
it's to me. I listened to Orbit Culture or not Orbit Culture. I listened to Calvin Louise for the first time. I was like, oh, they have a sound. This is what they do. It's not they push a little bit, but they're really not out on the edges. They're not pushing anything crazy. Like we've heard Spanish rock and metal before. It's not that crazy. We've heard it. Il Nino. We've heard that before. You're not
Yeah.
wild at this point. Like you're not taking a chance with Kingslayer, bringing in baby metal to fucking change your entire sound. Like I like the album. I like Calvin Louise as like that album that we listened to. I just don't think that it's
So
definitely not more diverse in my
yeah,
opinion.
I'll meet you
than
halfway.
than
It is subtle with the Latin thing. It definitely is subtle. Because I felt more of the cyber stuff too, kind of like I do with this
Mhm.
one with Cavaluisa. But I think because I've listened to the other discography a little bit, this and that.
Mhm.
I think eventually that is gonna overtake a little bit more for them to kind of hone into a sound. But
I'm not knocking them.
I felt like it.
No, I'm knocking them. I'm knocking them because I'm trying to defend
I don't know. I'm
this
just.
album. I'm only defending this album because to suggest at least this is
I
just
hurt my feelings.
this is my perspective to suggest that that album was more diverse than post-human survival horror is ridiculous to me. It's not a bad album, but this is clearly it has so
As
many
in,
more genre influences than the other one. So many more.
Yeah, but
no,
only sprinkled. It's only
no.
sprinkled. No.
Mm,
I would say
Okay, go.
Cava Luis had more.
there's like two. There's
No,
metal and there's
you're
Spanish.
insane.
Yes.
No. There was Latin jazz. There was different types of Latin
Yeah,
jazz, different
there was so
different.
much. They had that cyberpunk.
Yeah, but then
That's
they had the cyberpunk
soft.
in
That's
different. They had the cyberpunk. They had the cyberpunk in different ways. Drum and well, they
Yeah,
did do the drum and bass.
no,
Drum and bass, house,
the third
electronica.
class citizen has that
Yeah,
cyberpunk feel.
yeah, and human becoming in some parts of it
Yeah,
Do you
too.
mean industrial?
Um,
Is that what you mean, or do you mean
no,
Well,
that's
cyberpunk?
not.
hold
No,
on, because you can industrial and then house dance feel a little different. House
Okay.
dance is more on like rely more on the techno babbles and the sampling.
yeah, it's more like
Industrial,
EDM.
industrial blends in the distorted guitars and the the double kick drum bass or whatever metal type of drums.
It's a lot of
It
reverb,
worked. It
heavy,
worked.
heavy reverb
Yeah, they work on
on
the timbre
industrial.
to
Yeah,
the timbre of
Yeah.
getting an industrial feel.
Yep.
Techno uses completely focusing more on one type of instrument or to
compression to
yeah,
clean up the sound.
yeah,
Oh, it's for the Cure is a straight up fucking rave song. It's straight up EDM. That's another thing I need to fucking talk about. Like
yeah.
that's. I mean, I kind of know what you're saying.
All right, you're not. We're not gonna change his mind. You're not gonna change our
Yeah, we're not
mind.
gonna change it.
No.
It's okay. We'll wrap it
Alright,
up. It's
we're
all right.
fine. We're fine.
It is what
We
it
tried.
is.
We already went to court, and we're gonna settle.
Yep. Yep. It's all right.
All right. So how are we gonna close this off? Me
You got to introduce
talking
the
about
next
the
album.
next.
Oh, yeah. 7.63 is rank. That was the ranking for this album.
All right. Well, okay. So, for the next episode, my next suggestion is going to be. I'm so excited about this one. A
Why
very
do I feel like
emotionally, something that's very emotionally charged for me, and for once, I can focus with more Kyle's perspective as far as the words, lyrics, the shrimp mantis thing that he does. Yeah, his nickname.
and
So,
I just have a feeling I'm gonna be mad.
this
But
You're
one,
not, you better
I'm
not.
very nervous about. I'm very nervous about Dan's reaction because I don't know if he's. I feel like it's gonna be very polarizing. It's
Good.
either
Dan's
be
gonna
one
shit
way
on
or
your album just like you did to mine, and you're gonna be upset just like I am. Good.
yeah, we're
Somebody be miserable
dysfunctional.
with me. No.
We're a
wait,
family
is
now.
this like one of
Sorry.
your favorite albums?
One of my favorite albums of
Mhm.
all time ever. This
Oh.
is because it's so emotionally charging for me.
You better not
But
give
there
it a
is
9.
but there is a lot of I gotta run it by Dan. I gotta
No.
I am gonna what was I saying? Oh,
Sorry.
there's musical things that are very interesting happening, especially for the genre for what it is. I think it's a type of thing that's good for like non-hip hop listeners too. There's a lot of things they can latch onto. So it's gonna be Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon album.
Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, it's so weird because that album, I listened to it a lot, but it wasn't for like an extended period of time. But when I put the songs on, I can go months and years without it, and I'll still almost know all the words. They
Yeah.
just synced into me so well. Insane how good of an album that is. It's been a long time since I ever liked a whole hip hop album. Yeah, so
Good.
I can't wait, guys.
Me too.
Well, I'm excited.
All right.
Man on the Moon.
Man on the moon.
There's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
second
wait,
part
let me
to
write
it.
this down this
Yeah,
time.
write it down because we don't need no more.
No,
Actually,
text me.
okay, I'll text it to you.
Actually,
Yeah.
Why was I
Do you have
getting so?
Spotify?
Why was I getting so?
You don't have
pissed
Spotify,
about
right?
Dan, he didn't even fucking
Nah.
listen to the album on time. He was
I still gave it a
listening to
better
on
score.
the-
I don't know why you're mad at me. I gave it a better score than him.
That's true. That is true.
So how can you? He fucked up your dreams.
Angel's just
He did.
Angel's prettier than you, so I guess I that's
And I'm
basically
nicer
what it
too.
was.
I'm way
Well,
nicer.
we
than
all
you.
know
You're
you
nice,
wanna
and then you
suck
give
his
a
dick.
mean score. He has a mean score. Anyway, all right, episode whatever the fuck this is. We're done. Bye.
Are you have better attitude now?
I'll get over it. I'll get over it.
I have cinnamon buns if you want to de-stress. drive me going. That's how sad you got me. I ate a cinnamon bun. All right.